No sale is going to happen without a gap. There has to be a gap between where that person is at and where they want to go. And this is literally almost every single product. Now, it does vary based on the size of the cost. Okay, if something is like $5, listen, like the gap doesn't have to be very big. Okay, but you have to desire it. Think about you're hungry and there's a taco stand or there's some kind of place to eat, a gas station. It's like, hey, I'm hungry. Boom, I can get this super quick. Right, convenience stores, you can just go in there and get it. But specifically for domain names, like the big sales, there has to be a gap. There has to be this understanding where a company's at today and where they want to go and a pain associated. So I was reaching out to a company last week and it was like the brand. Okay, it was their brand, this domain name. The company decided that they're going to just sell it, and so they came off their asking price to a pretty like awesome deal. And this company raised like millions of dollars, and the response was, "Hey, not interested. Great, good luck. Take the offer you got on the table," because we did have an offer on the table that was being negotiated. The problem is this: is like there was no gap. There was no gap. Like he didn't see any risk, any pain associated with his current domain strategy. Now there is pain. Okay, my philosophy and my approach and my theory is my thesis is that your domain name equals your brand equity. Like there's a very real reason why you should acquire your domain name. Okay, and if you do it right, it's free. It's like literally free, especially if you finance it, like the lease option. Hopefully, with the increase in traffic, hopefully with the increase in goodwill and leadership, it produces in that production. Okay, with the increase in conversion, it pays for itself. Okay, it pays for it's very similar to hiring an employee. Okay, hiring another salesperson. If you can do that, or if you can go through the logic there, you should be able to go through the logic of the domain name because I guarantee you 100% unequivocally, if you create confusion, there is an impact. I don't know what the impact is, but there is some impact. And that impact today, listen, it may not be what the impact is tomorrow because when, looking at the 7 dimensions, the first dimension is global positioning. Who owns the positioning, the global positioning for your brand? The company comes in, they acquire it, and they're pumping advertising, or let's say you ramp up your advertising, there's going to be a halo effect over to the company that has created an effortless path. It just is. It's how the human brain works, it's how positioning works. You call yourself this, that's what people are going to associate where to find you. Happens all the time. And if not, there's like curiosity too. It's like, well, who does own that? Okay. Do I trust them? Do I really trust them? Now you can just think of your journey with Amazon, right? I mean, you see all these brands, especially like if you're buying anything health related on Amazon. Like the first thing I do is, hey, does this company even have like a domain? What does it look like and what information is out there, right? So customers are going off off to your domain, even if you're an app. They're going off and saying like, do I trust them? Do I want to give them my credit card? Trust equals conversion, right? The higher the trust, the higher the conversion, loyalty, all these elements we call brand equity. Anyways, in this case, it's like I need to educate him. Like even if I came down, I could come down to like a ridiculous, stupid price, and he would probably still say the same thing, like, we don't need it. Because his worldview is such that he doesn't see the need for that. One of the things I tell companies as I'm talking to them about domain names and doing the pitch, I said, listen, just go to your email, quote, rawversion.com, end quote. And most likely, okay, depending upon the role that you play in the company, you're going to see emails going to the raw version of your brand. You're going to see that. Now that's just like a sign of the symptom of the problem that you have. Okay, it's a sign, like depending upon the severity. And we've seen some pretty significant cases, and it's one reason why banks and one reason why like anyone dealing with sensitive information, like you have to secure your domain. Okay, this is part of security. Okay, I used to call it email security, that dimension, but I kind of broadened that now to just security in general because it's just so important with companies and just with all of the corruption that's out there and just people being evil. Anyways, that's it for today. You got to have the gap. Like if you don't have a gap between where they're at and where they want to go, and there's no desire, they're not going to get to that point where they're going to take it down, especially if it's a strategic purchase, if it's a higher retail domain name. Anyways, I forgot to introduce myself, Chris with Media Options. If you need help with a domain name, reach out to me. I'd love to help you, both buying and selling a domain name. Go to domainnamebrokersecrets.com, download my book. You can also buy it on Amazon. If you do, leave me a 5-star review. Check out my podcast and all my YouTube videos.